My child, lean in closely and let my words settle deep within your spirit. I am speaking to you now, not in a voice of thunder or judgment, but in the quiet, steady tone of a father who loves you beyond measure. I need you to listen, for a season of change is approaching. A storm is gathering on the horizon of your life. Do not be quick to dismiss this as a vague warning, for the winds of this storm will be felt not only by you, but they will send ripples of consequence through the lives of those you hold dear. My words are not meant to cause you fear, but to be a shield of protection, a map of wisdom for the path ahead. There is a divine and loving reason why I am calling you to a state of readiness. The world you inhabit in all its beauty is mocked by fragility. The peace you enjoy is a gift, but it is not a permanent state in this earthly realm. Life is a rhythm of seasons. There are times when my light will feel like a warm sun on your face, bringing growth and ease. And there will be times when the clouds gather, the skies darken, and the winds of trial begin to rage. It is for these seasons that I call you to prepare your soul. Look at the ancient oak tree. Before the hurricane arrives, it does not panic. It has spent years, decades, even centuries, sending its roots deep into the soil, gripping the unseen rock and earth beneath. When the gales come, it may bend, it may lose leaves and even branches, but its core remains anchored. So it must be with you, my child. Your spirit must be anchored in me. The storms of life are not a possibility. They are an inevitability. They are a part of the human experience, designed to test the integrity of your foundation, to reveal the true depth of your trust in me, and to awaken a resilience within you that can only be born from a deep and abiding connection to my presence. So when difficulty knocks on your door, do not be shocked or dismayed as if something strange were happening. I have woven these seasons into the fabric of your existence for a purpose. They are here to refine your character, to strip away the superficial, to awaken you from spiritual slumber, and to show you, in the most profound way, the reality of my sustaining power. You see, my child, this preparation I speak of is not a simple exercise in foresight or a matter of mere survival. It is an act of the heart. Those who live their lives as if the sun will shine forever, who build their houses on the sands of comfort and fleeting pleasure, are setting themselves up for a painful awakening. To willfully ignore the signs of an approaching challenge is to invite chaos and unnecessary suffering into your home and your heart. But the one who prepares, the one who places their ultimate hope not in the absence of trouble, but in my presence during trouble, that one will stand firm. They will be able to withstand the most ferocious tempests, for their foundation is not of this world. It is built upon the immovable rock of my eternal love and my unbreakable promises. Let me be clear, preparation is not fear. Fear is a paralyzing force that sees only the storm. Wisdom, on the other hand, sees the storm and also sees me, the Lord over the storm. Preparation is the physical manifestation of your trust and discernment. It is the humble acknowledgement that life is a complex tapestry of light and shadow, and it is the courageous choice to walk hand in hand with me, regardless of what shadows may fall across your path. Do not ever mistake preparation for a lack of faith. Some will tell you that to prepare for hardship is to doubt my ability to provide. My beloved child, I tell you the truth. It is the very opposite. To prepare is to actively demonstrate your faith in my sovereignty over all things. It is to trust that while the storm may indeed be coming, I am already providing you with the wisdom, the strength, and the resources you need to not only endure it, but to find purpose within it. Think of the wise servant who, during years of bountiful harvest, stores up grain. He does not do this because he doubts that the sun will shine again. He does it to honor the abundance he has been given and to act with wisdom for the lean years he knows are a natural part of life's cycles. So too must you honor the days of peace and ease by preparing for the days of trial. Faith that remains a mere intellectual belief, that does not translate into wise action, is a brittle and fragile thing. It can be shattered by the first gust of adversity. But faith that acts, faith that anticipates, faith that leans on me and listens for my guidance before the skies grow dark, this is a living, breathing faith. It is a faith that will become a vessel to carry you through the fiercest trials, leaving you standing, not broken, but taller and stronger when the winds have finally passed. The storms that are coming are not always external. You may be preparing for a hurricane, only to find the tempest raging within your own heart. Some of the most violent storms are those of the mind, of the soul, of your most cherished relationships. They can arrive in forms you cannot possibly foresee. It may be the sudden sting of betrayal from someone you trusted implicitly. It may be the slow, creeping shadow of a chronic illness. It may be the jarring collapse of your financial security, or the heartbreaking shattering of a dream you have nurtured for a lifetime. These are the moments that will truly test the depth of your relationship with me. For when every other structure in your life seems to be crumbling, when every human support has been washed away, it is your unshakable faith in my goodness and my constant presence that will be the anchor for your soul. If you have spent the seasons of calm preparing your heart, nurturing a real and vibrant relationship with me, you will bend, but you will not be broken. You may be wounded, but you will not be destroyed. Your spirit will remain whole, and you will begin to see the gentle guidance of my hand, even in the swirling chaos of the moment. Faith is not, and has never been, a shield that deflects all hardship. If it were, it would require no strength, no courage, and no trust. Instead, faith is the very thing that empowers you to walk through the center of the hardship without losing your soul. Many mistakenly believe that a life dedicated to me will be a life free of storms. I tell you, the rain falls on the just and the unjust. The winds blow against the houses built on rock and on sand. But faith changes your experience of the storm. It becomes the compass that always points to the magnetic north of my unchanging truth. It is the anchor that digs deep into the bedrock of my love when every other support gives way. Without faith, the storm is a cruel tyrant, a meaningless force of destruction that leaves you feeling like a victim. With faith, the storm becomes a divine teacher, a master sculptor, and a powerful witness to my ever-present help. Faith is not passive resignation. It is not closing your eyes and hoping for the best. It is an active, living, breathing force. It is the spiritual oxygen that sustains you when the pressures of life are trying to suffocate your hope. There is another reason, my child, why this preparation is so vitally important, a reason that extends beyond your own well-being. Your life is not an island. It is intricately and beautifully intertwined with the lives of countless authors, your family, your friends, your community. The storms that come for you will inevitably send waves that touch their shores as well. Your readiness, your inner calm, your unwavering trust in me during the tempest, this becomes a lighthouse in their darkness. When you have prepared your heart, you can stand with a quiet strength that offers shelter to those who are panicking around you. When you falter and give in to fear, a ripple of that fear spreads to those who look to you for stability. But when you stand firm, rooted in me, a ripple of hope spreads. When others see you walking through the fire without being consumed, they do not just see your strength, they see mine. Therefore, your preparation is not merely for your own protection. It is a profound act of love and stewardship over the precious lives I have placed in your sphere of influence. For the storm touches not just you, but the world you inhabit, and your response can be a testimony that brings glory to my name. Do not wait until the winds are howling and the waves are crashing against your door to seek my wisdom. The time for that is now, in the season of relative calm. Use this time to learn from me. I will teach you the art of spiritual discernment, the grace of patience, and the practical skills of heart and mind necessary to endure what is coming. A heart that has been trained in foresight, strengthened by consistent prayer, and seasoned by obedience to my word will not crumble when it is tested. Those who build their lives solely on the shifting sands of material comfort, social status, or the approval of others will find themselves unmoored and drifting without direction when the first real difficulty arises. But those who have chosen to anchor themselves in me, who have spent their time storing up the eternal treasures of wisdom, patience, and faith, will emerge from every storm not weaker, but with a greater clarity of purpose and a deeper, more resilient strength. My beloved child, let me speak to you with perfect clarity. The storms you will face are not random acts of a chaotic universe. They are not meaningless. They are intentionally designed to awaken you to truths that you cannot and will not learn in times of ease. Uninterrupted comfort has a way of dulling the spirit, of making you spiritually complacent and nearsighted. Trial, on the other hand, sharpens it. Fear, when it is not surrendered to me, can enslave you. But the endurance you learn in the storm will liberate you. Loss, when faced alone, can break your heart. But when you walk through it with me, trust rebuilds it on a stronger foundation. Every single difficulty you face has a divine purpose. Your task, my child, is to seek that purpose with a heart that is soft, open, and receptive to my guidance. Prepare, therefore, not because you doubt my love for you, but because you understand and respect the nature of life in this fallen world. Do not be lulled into a false sense of security by the present calm. The calm is a precious gift, a time for rest and replenishment, yes, but it is also temporary. The storms, in one form or another, are certain. The choice is laid before you. Will you meet them unprepared and risk being overwhelmed? Or will you meet them prepared, with your hand in mine, and be strengthened by the very winds that threaten you? Even when this preparation demands sacrifice, do not shrink from it. There are things in your life right now that must be surrendered so that the foundation of your faith can be made secure. There may be habits that weaken your resolve, relationships that pull you away from me, or attachments to worldly things that cloud your spiritual discernment. These must be laid aside. It may feel like loss in the moment, but do not fear this kind of loss. For whatever is surrendered in humble obedience to me is always replaced with something of far greater and more eternal value in my perfect timing. A prudent steward of a great estate knows to discard what is unnecessary in order to protect what is essential. In the same way, your spirit must be purified. Your heart must be consciously and intentionally aligned with my will, and your mind must be disciplined through my word, so that when the storm finally arrives, your inner house is not in a state of chaos, and you are not shaken from your foundation. Remember that this preparation is, at its core, spiritual. Just as a wise person gathers physical provisions for a long winter, so must you cultivate strength for your soul. The practices of prayer, of quiet meditation on my word, of heartfelt worship, and of selfless service to others, those are not mere religious duties. They are the essential forms of spiritual preparation. They are the exercises that build the muscles of your faith, sharpen your spiritual understanding, and nurture the deep intimacy between your spirit and mine. This intimacy will be your true refuge when all else seems uncertain. The soul that is trained daily in these practices will not be a stranger to my voice when the storm rages. It will not be tossed back and forth by the violent waves of fear, doubt, or confusion, because it has been rooted and grounded in the unchanging truth of my presence and the absolute certainty of my loving care. Child, the storms may also be the very thing that reveals the hidden strengths I have already placed within you. In the crucible of trial, you may discover a courage you never knew you possessed. You may find a well of patience you thought had long run dry. You may uncover a capacity for compassion that you believed was limited. These divine qualities are not forged in the soft comfort of an easy life. They are tempered and made strong in the fire of adversity. When you prepare for what might come, you are inviting me to begin revealing these strengths to you before they are desperately needed. The foresight to prepare is itself a gift from me, for it allows you to act from a place of wisdom and composure, rather than from a place of last-minute panic. It allows you to meet adversity not as a helpless victim, but as a faithful steward of the grace and the gifts I have entrusted to you. Do not ever be ashamed of your diligence in preparation. Some may speak of living by faith as if it implies a passive, hands-off approach to life, simply waiting for me to intervene at the last second. But faith that waits wisely is not passive at all. It is deliberate, it is careful, and it is profoundly aware. Think of a sailor. A faithful sailor trusts the sea and the wind, but he does not set out with frayed ropes and a leaky hull. Before the storm, he trims the sails, checks the rigging, and secures the cargo. His prudent actions are an act of honor and respect for the power of the sea. In the same way, when you prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit, you are honoring me. You are demonstrating that you recognize the gravity of life's challenges and that you trust in the power of my guidance to see you through. Faith without the works of preparation is a fragile hope, but faith that prepares is an unshakable fortress. You may be asking, "My Father, why do you allow these storms to come at all, especially to those who love you and seek to be faithful?" Listen with your heart, my child, for this is one of the deep mysteries of love and growth. Storms come to cultivate spiritual endurance, a quality that can only be developed under resistance. They come to reveal the true extent of your reliance on me, for it is only when your own strength fails that you fully embrace mine. They come to create a space, a vacuum, for my power and glory to manifest in your life. If your life were a perpetual, unbroken calm, your soul would remain untested, your faith would be shallow, and the visible presence of my glory in your life would be diminished. It is in the blazing furnace of trial that the pure gold of your character is refined and shines most brightly. It is in the midst of profound loss that the fullness of my comfort becomes most tangible and real. It is in the dark shadow of despair that the light of true, unshakable hope is most brilliantly illuminated. Therefore, understand that the storms are not punishments. They are instruments of my love, tools of divine refinement, and your preparedness allows you to engage with them as a student engages a teacher, with courage and an open heart, rather than as a slave engages a tyrant, with fear and resentment. My child, I know the fear that is already beginning to rise in your heart as you hear these words. I see the anxiety that tightens your chest when the future feels uncertain. I see it even when you try to hide it from yourself. But fear is not your master. It is not your guide. It is only a signal, a whisper meant to turn your eyes back toward me. Do not fight your fear with anger or try to suppress it with sheer willpower. Instead, meet it with a gentle and determined trust. Hand it over to me, for I am the anchor in every tempest. The world around you may feel increasingly unstable. Familiar landmarks may crumble, and the paths you once walked with confidence may disappear from beneath your feet. Yet even then, my hand holds you fast. I am your shelter in the whirlwind, the eye of the hurricane, the calm in the center of the chaos. My presence in your life is the one thing that is truly unshakable. So lean into me, my child, especially when your heart trembles. For I have not called you to a life without trials, but I have promised you a life of triumph through trials. There are priceless lessons hidden within this approaching storm. Every gust of wind, every drop of rain is an instrument in my hands, shaping you, strengthening you, and teaching you truths that no amount of comfort or ease could ever impart. Do not resist these lessons, for resistance only prolongs the struggle and deepens the pain. Instead, make the choice to walk through the storm with your eyes lifted to me and see the sacred work I am doing within you. The roots of your faith are being forced to grow deeper. The foundation of your soul is being fortified, and the corners of your heart that have grown weak, complacent, or weary are being renewed and strengthened. Even now, as you read these words, I am at work. I am molding patience where you have grown restless. I am forging courage where you have become timid. I am instilling discernment where confusion has clouded your vision. Remember, my child, that a storm is never, ever a sign of my absence. In fact, it is often the opposite. When the darkness seems thickest, when the night feels endless, that is when my light is poised to shine the brightest in and through you. I am weaving threads of hope, redemption, and profound purpose through every challenge you face. You may not be able to see the full design now, but the tapestry of your life is being arranged according to my perfect and loving plan. There will be moments when it feels as though the world is closing in, when the weight of despair threatens to crush you. In those moments, I want you to call upon me with the fullness of your heart. Do not hold back. I hear your cries before they even leave your lips. Every tear you shed is seen, treasured, and accounted for. Nothing in your life, no matter how small or insignificant it seems to you, escapes my notice. Every sorrow, every joy, every triumph, and every struggle is a part of the beautiful and redemptive story I am writing for your life. Do not fear what you cannot yet see, for my vision encompasses all of time and eternity. The storm may appear to bring only loss, but I promise you that within it lies the seed of renewal. What is torn down will make way for something far greater to be built. What is broken will be restored in a way that makes it stronger than before. And what is lost will be returned to you in my time, more precious and meaningful than before. Trust me to work in ways that surpass your human understanding. I am not constrained by your limited perspective. I am the eternal God, and my ways are higher than your ways, my thoughts higher than your thoughts. You may feel unprepared, unworthy, or utterly unable to face what is coming. That feeling of inadequacy is a gateway to my strength. I am sufficient for you. I am your strength in your weakness, your courage in your fear, and your light in your darkness. I am calling you to a profound patience and a steadfast perseverance. Do not try to rush the unfolding of my plan, for timing is my domain, not yours. What is coming is not for your destruction, but for your refinement and elevation. I am pruning the dead branches, removing the distracting clutter, and clearing the ground so that the fullness of my blessing can finally take root and grow in your life. This storm is temporary, but its lessons will be eternal. You will emerge from it with a clarity you did not possess before, with a resilience you did not know you could have, and with a faith that has been tested by fire and proven to be unshakable. Be vigilant, but do not be anxious. Be watchful, but do not be worried. The enemy of your soul will certainly attempt to use this storm to frighten, to confuse, and to deceive you. But I have given you my spirit and authority over all fear. Do not allow the loud voice of the darkness to speak louder than the steady whisper of my love. Speak my promises over yourself. Meditate on my word day and night. Hold fast to the undeniable truth that absolutely nothing, no trial, no storm, no circumstance, no power in heaven or on earth can ever separate you from my love. Remember the times I have delivered you in the past. Call to mind the moments when all hope seemed lost, yet I made a way. Trust that the same God who acted then is still at work now, orchestrating every detail of your life for your ultimate good and my ultimate glory. I know the burdens you carry in secret, the doubts that whisper to you in the quiet hours of the night, the moments when your spirit feels utterly weary. Lay them all down at my feet. Do not attempt to carry alone what I have designed for you to entrust to me. I am the Lord who strengthens the weary, who lifts up the downtrodden, and who walks beside you when every single step feels heavy. Allow my peace to fill you, even right now in the midst of this anticipation. It is not a peace that comes from perfect circumstances, for that is a fragile peace. It is a peace that flows directly from me, steadfast, unwavering peace that the world did not give you, and that the world can never take away. There is a purpose to this coming season that you cannot yet perceive. It is not merely a trial, it is a preparation. You are being positioned for greater influence, deeper understanding, and a more profound intimacy with me. The storms of life are often the very forge in which leaders, healers, counselors, and true servants of light are made. You may feel small, insignificant, or inadequate for the task ahead, but I see the incredible potential I have placed within you. This storm will reveal the depth of your faith, the breadth of your compassion, and the strength of your character. It will also beautifully illuminate the areas in which you must learn to rely more fully and completely on me. For my power is always made perfect in your weakness. Do not underestimate the sheer power of your prayer and devotion in this time. Even a whispered word spoken from the depths of a sincere heart can move mountains and shift the unseen currents of the spiritual realm. When despair comes knocking at your door, open it with faith, and I will be standing there to meet it with you. When confusion clouds your judgment, seek my face, and I will give you clarity. When you are tempted to retreat, to hide, or to give up, remember that I am the God who makes a way where there seems to be no way. My paths are not always easy, but they are always good. I am also calling you to a radical compassion during this storm. Those around you will feel its effects, and your responsa, your kindness, your steadiness, your generosity. It'll be a living testimony of my presence in your life. Be a light in the encroaching darkness. Be a voice of hope to the discouraged. Be a hand of help extended to those in need. Often, the very lessons you learn in your hardship are meant to be multiplied when you share them with others. Your trials are not yours alone. They are part of the greater narrative of love, service, and redemption that I am writing through all of humanity. Through your steadfastness, your patience, and your courage, others will see me more clearly. Child, do not grow weary in this time of waiting and preparing, for every moment is filled with purpose. The storm will not last forever, and the aftermath will be a season of glorious restoration, of unimaginable fruitfulness, and of deep, abiding joy. You will look back from the other side and see with perfect clarity how every tear, every struggle, and every moment of doubt was a necessary thread in the beautiful tapestry of your victory. You are being prepared for a fullness of life that is far beyond your current imagination. Trust in my timing, trust in my wisdom, and above all, trust in my unfailing love for you. Even now, I am working in ways you cannot see. I am arranging circumstances. I am stirring hearts. I am opening doors that need to be opened and closing doors that need to be shut. I am aligning people and situations according to my divine and perfect will. You may not perceive these movements yet, but in time, their glorious purpose will become breathtakingly clear. Keep your eyes fixed on me, my child, not on the storm. Focus on my presence, not on the fear that the storm brings. I am with you. I am for you, and I am infinitely greater than any storm. Remember that your true identity is not defined by the storm, nor by the challenges you face. Your identity is anchored securely and eternally in me. You are my beloved child, chosen, cherished, and precious in my sight. No hardship can diminish your worth. No trial can erase your value. And no failure can ever separate you from my infinite love. Stand firm in this truth, and let it be the unshakable foundation upon which you walk through this coming season and every season to follow. The storm is coming, yes, but so is the revelation. So is the breakthrough. So is the glory that I have promised to you. Do not focus on the fear, but on the hope. Do not focus on the potential for loss, but on the promise of restoration. Do not focus on the possibility of destruction, but on the certainty of renewal. Every trial, every challenge, every moment of uncertainty is a holy opportunity for me to reveal my power, my wisdom, and my love in your life in a way you have never experienced before. You are never abandoned, never forgotten, and never beyond the reach of my loving care. I am with you, my child, in every moment, in every circumstance, in every single heartbeat. Trust me, follow me. Listen for my voice in the quiet moments. Walk with courage, walk with faith, and walk with the absolute certainty that I am orchestrating all things for your good. The storm is coming, yes, but so is the victory, the joy, and the glorious transformation that follows. You are my beloved, and I am with you always to the very end of the age. Prepare your heart and stand ready to see my salvation.